It is no secret to longtime fans of the channel that trading card games have been a big influence in my life, both on and off the channel. In this series, both DemonBattler and myself will be opening 24 packs, or one box, of each core Yu-Gi-Oh! Booster set in chronological order. After each opening, we will build decks from all of the cards we have opened thus far, then duel each other in a best-of-3 match with 3 prizes up for grabs to improve our decks. The winner will receive 2 of those prizes, and the loser will get 1. The possibilities for prizes are almost limitless, including single cards, sealed product, structure decks, and much more. Every card in the entire game's history will be obtainable in some form. However, neither of us will be able to rest on past laurels easily. The ever-changing official Forbidden and Limited list, our own choices of cards to be banished to the Shadow Realm, and even changes to the very rules of the game will keep our decks and duels fresh. This is yet another Yu-Gi-Oh! Progression series. Order of Chaos was released January 20th, 2012. This set introduced the Insector archetype, an insect-based archetype that equips monsters out of the graveyard for powerful effects. This set also introduces new support for the Evol, Ninja, Onomatopoeia, Windup, and X-Saber archetypes. There aren't a lot of amazing cards in this set, but the ones that are amazing impact our format quite a bit. And the first comment I'd like to go over for the water deck specifically is Shocktopus. This is not a terrible card. When it's destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you equip it to the opponent's monster, and the monster's attack becomes 0 and cannot change battle position. This card is in some of the battle packs that are going to be coming up, and we are going to be doing battle pack episodes, so this could come up for limited play. Next we get to some of the Inzectors. The first most important Inzector that we will be needing to play the deck is Inzector Centipede. So you can equip an Inzector monster from your hand to your graveyard to this card, and then if it's sent to your graveyard while something is equipped to it, you get to add an Inzector monster from your deck, or an Inzector card rather, from your deck to your hand, and then while it's equipped, it gets to add its level to the monster that it's equipped to, so this can be used to enable powerful Xyz plays. And then Inzector Gigaweevil is a 2600 defender that will allow you to special summon Inzector monsters from your graveyard if it's destroyed while equipped. There aren't a ton of other good commons in the set, but there are 2 that I would like to go over up in the short print section. Dicefoon would normally be good for Progression series, but we have 3 MST, so we actually don't need this card. The Huge Revolution is Over is an interesting one. We have Starlight Road, but this is Starlight Road on a counter trap, which could wind up being relevant. I think we're still mostly going to play Starlight Road over this just because we get a Stardust Dragon off of it, but it could possibly be relevant. And then the good common, the best common in the set by far, is Interplanetary Purpley Thorny Dragon. That's a mouthful. So this is kind of like Cyber Dragon. It's a 2200 5-star that reads, if a monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon this card from your hand. This is not a once per turn, so you can special summon multiples of these off of one card getting destroyed by battle or card effect. Unfortunately, it's not really big, it's 22, but this, I believe, will still see play, especially if we can get a good rank 5, because there are a lot of Xyz in the set that are not rank 3 or 4. Now, going up to the rares, we do have quite a few rares that are good in the set. The first one is Photon Thrasher. So Photon Thrasher is very good at making rank 4s. This will be special summoned from your hand while you control no monsters. It does not actually matter whether or not your opponent controls a monster, unlike Cyber Dragon, but this can be special summoned from your hand while you control no monsters. It cannot attack if you control another monster, but it is very good at enabling rank 4 plays. Then Inzector Dragonfly, very important card for the Inzector archetype. Now this card is quite good. It lets you special summon Inzector monsters from your deck if equipment is shed from it. This card is quite good, and it's very important to have multiples for that deck. Then the next card I'd like to go over for my pool specifically is Evoltile Casenario. If you can destroy an opponent's monster by battle, which it isn't too hard to do because this is 1600 attack, at the end of the battle phase you get to tribute it to special summon 2 level 6 or lower fire dinosaur type monsters with the same name from your deck. This is very good at enabling the new boss monster that I'm hoping to pull out of this set. Then the last rare I'd like to talk about is Inzektor Hopper. This is very important for the Inzektor deck as well. This lets you enable some pretty strong Xyz plays, and you can also enable direct attacks. It's also big for the archetype. It's 1700. And then at the super rare slot, we have Inzektor Hornet. This card is absolutely mandatory for playing Inzektor because this is the one that lets you destroy cards on your opponent's field. This is very easily accessible in the deck with the card pool that we have. We do have recruiters for this as well in the form of Howling Insect. We have all kinds of ways to get to this card, but you do absolutely have to have one to play Inzektor. This card is, or the archetype is not playable without Hornet. Probably the best generically good super rare in the set is Blade Armor Ninja. So Blade Armor Ninja, it is a rank 4. It does require warriors specifically, but this lets you detach a material from it to target any ninja monster you control, including itself, and it can attack twice during this battle phase. It's 2200 as well, and this can really cause a lot of damage, especially if you can get 2 direct attacks in. And then the last super rare I'd like to talk about is Wind-Up Shark. Whenever you normal or special summon a wind-up monster to your side of the field, you can special summon it from your hand, and then once per turn, you can make it either a level 3 or a level 5, which can enable some of the very powerful boss monsters that wind-ups get in the set. And this is the set that really caused wind-ups to be the headache that they were around this time in Yu-Gi-Oh's history. We have, at the ultra rare slot, we have a lot of Xyz to go over. Pretty much all of the Xyz are good in their own way. And then there's an Inzektor card that's quite good as well. We have number 12, Crimson Shadow Armor Ninja, which is made using 2 level 5s. It's a 2400 that at quick effect speed, it can make itself and other ninja monsters you control unable to be destroyed by battle or card effects. This is a huge pain in the butt to deal with. It has 2 free passes on being destroyed. And then number 96, Dark Mist, is the first rank 2 that we can pull. This requires 3 level 2s. However, this card is effectively unkillable by battle as long as it has Xyz material. Because once per battle during either player's turn, when it's involved in a battle, you can detach a material from it to permanently have the attack of the monster that it's battling, and then it permanently gains that amount of attack. So this card is quite strong if you have level 2s floating around. It does take 3 materials, but there are a number of archetypes that can take advantage of this. I would actually like one of these for my Karakuri deck because every single one of my level 2s in the deck is a target for machine duplication, so I could very easily make this. And then probably the biggest Xyz is Wind-Up Carrier Zenmaity. This card is currently banned in the TCG for a reason. So this is one of the ways that you can just hand loop your opponent. We probably won't be able to do this just because a lot of the cards that require this are high rarity, but this is also generic. It doesn't need wind-up monsters. It's not big at only 1500, but this can be just incredibly strong in archetype specifically. And then the Xyz that I'm going to be looking for at ultra rare is Evolzar Solda. This is the big payoff for the archetype in this set. It requires 2 level 6 dinosaur monsters. It cannot be destroyed by card effects while it has Xyz materials. And then when your opponent special summons a monster, you can detach a material from it to destroy those monsters. This does not negate, but it does destroy special summon monsters, and it's 26, which is big. And then the final ultra rare I'd like to discuss is Inzektor Sword Zectcaliber. So this gives an Inzektor monster 800 attack and defense, and then when it's sent from the field to the graveyard while face up, you get to buy back an Inzektor monster from your graveyard. And then there aren't too many secret rares that I'd like to talk about in the set, but the 2 I'd like to discuss most for our series are Inzektor Exabeetle and a Wind-Up Arsenal Zenmayo. So Exabeetle requires 2 level 6s. This is the first generic level 6. and it can be quite large. When it's Xyz summoned, you can target a monster in either player's graveyard and then equip it to Exabeetle, and it gains attack and defense equal to half of the original stats of the monster that is equipped, and then once per turn you can detach an Xyz material to a Scrap Dragon of both players, but it sends and not destroys, so it can get around some destruction protection, which we're starting to see a lot on boss monsters of late. And then Wind Up Arsenal Zenmayo is the best generic secret rare in the set. It is a 2600 rank 5. I had this in our offline series, and it is very, very strong. This card used to be ridiculously expensive, because it didn't get a reprint for a long time. And once per turn, you can detach a material to target 2 set cards on the field and destroy them. Now, Order of Chaos was not the only set that was released during this time. Hidden Arsenal 5 Steel Swarm Invasion was released on December 1st, 2011. This set introduced a number of new archetypes. It introduced Gishki, a ritual-based archetype infamous for changing the way match time rules work in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! This also introduces the Ulswarm archetype, which is a theme-based tribute summoned-focused archetype that is focused on making rank 4 and rank 6 Xyz plays, and my favorite archetype from the Hidden Arsenal packs, Gusto. Gusto is a winged beast and psychic synchro-based archetype revolving around a combat-based reverse OTK. This OTK is not possible with the cards we have now, but the next Hidden Arsenal 6 Omega Xyz, is going to give us Daigustos Freeze, which is the archetype's main boss monster, and enables the reverse OTK. If I can get my hands on this archetype, I'm going to play it. So we're not going to talk about the cards in here too much until we get to Hidden Arsenal 6, because a lot of the archetypes in here are not playable until we get cards from Hidden Arsenal 6. There was also one more release during this time. Turbo Pack 7 came to local game stores on January 1st, 2012, and this Turbo Pack reeks. This might be the most joke of a Turbo Pack that we have had so far in the entirety of the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! There is only one card at Common and Rare that I would be excited to pull, and it's just because I have a Dinosaur Core, and that is Big Evolution Pill. This is a card that we really have not had access to for a long time. So what this does is for 3 turns after you activate it, you have to tribute a dinosaur to be able to activate it, but while it's face up on the field, you can normal summon dinosaur monsters without tributing, no matter what their level is. And dinosaurs have a ton of big dumb beaters that we have access to, so if we can snag one of these, we might be incentivized to play Dinosaur. The only other card that's even good is the Ultimate Rare, which is Cataster. If we get a Cataster, that would be pretty sweet, but I am not impressed with this Turbo Pack at all, and I am glad that I don't have to spin for this anymore. Alright, so Order of Chaos is a set with a small number of cards that impact our format, but it is very possible for us to get an Inzektor core because the only high rarity card that we absolutely have to play Inzektor is Hornet, and it's only a super rare, so it's not that hard to pull. But before we get to the Order of Chaos opening, we do have 3 packs of Turbo Pack 7. I highly doubt we're going to get anything relevant in here. There are exactly 2 cards in here that are relevant, and one of them is a rare and one of them is the ultimate rare, so let's go ahead and flip up our 3 packs, see if we get it. We did get a Big Evolution Pill. That's pretty big. I'm kind of incentivized to play Dino coming up, especially when we get more support for it. And Orange Light is actually relevant too. Believe it or not, that's my first Orange Light. So let's go ahead and move on to our second pack. We did get a Gear Town, but we already have a playset of that from Duelist Genesis. And then for our last pack, Dark Horus is cool, but I don't think it's relevant anymore. It is definitely cool to have, though. And we already had a copy of it from Phantom Darkness, so that's not going to help us. But we did get that Big Evolution Pill, so Dino could wind up being a thing. Let's go ahead and move into the meat and potatoes of today's opening, which is 24 packs of Order of Chaos starting now. And nothing too special out of this first pack. There's our first interplanetary purpley thorny dragon. That is still a mouthful and will not stop being a mouthful. But that is a card that we want to see 3 copies of because that can very easily enable rank 5 plays. And there's our first centipede. We still need to see 1 Hornet at least. Otherwise, Inzektor is not on the table. There's our first copy of Pluro. That could be relevant for us specifically, but we'll just need to see what kind of cards we get going forward in this pack. So far, we haven't seen a single holo, but it's still early. We're just a few packs in. And there's an Inzektor Hopper. We do want to see at least one of those. I don't think the Huge Revolution is Over is going to be as relevant as previously discussed, just because we have copies of Starlight Road, and both of us have Stardust Dragon. And there's our first Casanero. We're looking good. Another dragon. Just need to keep seeing those cards in the rare slot that we're looking for. A little concerned we still haven't seen anything high rarity yet, but most of the high rarity stuff in the set is not great. We're probably going to wind up having to craft a bunch of stuff out of the set, but we shall see how things go. I'd like to get one good hit. There's another Pluro. I don't know how many of those we're going to play. That's also our first Giga Weevil, which is relevant for Inzektor. And there's our first super rare. It is Evo Force, which actually could be relevant to us because we have that dinosaur-focused archetype. This lets you tribute an evil tile to special summon an Evilsaur from your deck, and it's treated as though it were special summoned by the effect of an evil tile monster. So we could wind up playing that. And there is another super rare. It is Dark Diviner. I have never read this card. It's a Synchro 4. Wow, this is not great. I just read how specific the materials are, and I'm just going to stop reading. That card's terrible. That is our third Interplanetary, though. And there's a good rare. That's Photon Thrasher. That's going to be very useful for much of Xyz, just because it makes it very easy to make rank 4s. And I do get another Inzektor Centipede as well. That is our second Centipede. We still haven't seen Dragonfly. We haven't seen Hornet. And we are halfway through the box. Very, very low on a high rarity card so far. And there is our first secret rare. And it is not a bad one. That's Inzektor Exabeetle. So now at the very least, even if we don't get Souza, we have a rank 6 we can go into. So Exabeetle is quite strong. So we have something pretty powerful if we can get the Inzektor core specifically, but this is just a rank 6, so now we have 6s we can make. We're not going to be making rank 6s in any of our decks currently, except maybe if we build Dino, but hopefully we can pick up a Souza, but I'll take Exabeetle. And I'll also take another Photon Thrasher. That's the second one of those. And I also just noticed that's our third Centipede too, but we have to see Hornet to be able to play Inzektor. And there's a third, is that correct? That's a third Photon Thrasher. That's sick. That's one of the rares I was looking for multiples of, and that card gets very, very good in multiples. And there's another Hopper. We also got our first Torias, is that right? Because we do need to see the level 6s if we want to be able to play the dinosaur deck that I have in mind. And we do have Exabeetle as a rank 6. It's not Souza, but it's still a rank 6, which is important to have. But I'd really like to see Dragonfly to be able to play Inzektor. And given that we're still missing Hornet, Inzektor is probably not happening. And just as I speak of lack of Inzektors, there's a Dragonfly. Obviously, we still need Hornet to be able to play the deck, but that is something that will help our cause. Alright, so only 3 packs of Order of Chaos left to go. We still haven't seen a Hornet. And there are a couple of high rarity cards that I'd like to pop up like Souza, but let's see if we can get some of them in our last few packs. Doesn't look like it out of this one. We already have a playset of Centipede. Then for our second to last pack, we did get an ultra rare number 96 Dark Mist. That is very strong, and that is going to go immediately in the Karakuri deck. Just because that'll give us a rank 2 option to be able to summon all of those out with for machine duplication if we need to beat over a big monster. I'm very, very happy to see this. Alright, and then for our very last pack, can we get a nice Miracle in the Close like a Souza? That is not a Souza, so no Hornet means no Inzektor. We did, however, get our third Torias in the last pack, so we do have the capability to make rank 6s in the Evol deck, and I gotta think about if I want to play that. Even though we didn't get Souza, we still have Dolka, and we still have Logia, so that deck could wind up being playable. I'll just need to go through my pool and see what kind of deck list I can come up with, whether it'll be Evol or whether it'll be Karakuri. That is to be determined. See you in deck edit. Well, here's the list, and surprising absolutely no one, we are going to continue to play this Karakuri deck until something gets banned out of it, because this is by far the most powerful deck that I have access to right now. So I'll go ahead and take you through some of the changes in the card by card. We have triple Sidra, one Shinkaro, triple Nanishi, triple Inashichi, made more important by some additions to our extra deck, double Nanashik, triple Kuik, one Nisamu. I cut Nisamu down to 1, just because this deck isn't really rank 4 focused. It is nice to be able to make rank 4s on occasion, but I did cut the Nisamu down to 1 just because I've been finding I've been using monsters more for synchro plays than I have of being destroyed by battle. If my monsters are being destroyed by battle, generally speaking, I'm behind. And then we have triple Nishipachi, the Krebons, and the Psychic Commander as E-Telly targets. For the spells, we have the one E-Telly, one Giant Trunade. We're on triple Anatomy now that I actually got to craft a third one. Triple Cash, one Gold Dust. I cut the Gold Dust down to 1 specifically because I'm finding that this deck can make boards that are a lot more intimidating so that Gold Dust isn't really necessary. We do have the 1 limit removal still because this wins games. Triple Machine Duplication, double MST, double Overload, Pot of Greed, Premature Burial, rounding out our spells. And for the traps, we have 2 Compulse, Dark Bribe, Solemn Judgment, and our newly acquired copy of Solemn Warning from the tins. The side deck has not changed. It is DeFi Mind Control, double Prohib, double Call, second Dark Bribe, Macro, double Mind Crush for System Down, Mirror Force, double Needle Sealing to be able to deal with some of the archetypes that spam, Starlight Road, and Torrential Tribute rounding out our side. For the extra, we have Chimera Tech as our single target for Overload Fusion, 1 AFD, double Black Rose, Goyo, Beredo, Magical Android, Orient Dragon, Scrap Dragon, and a single Stardust for the Synchros. And then for the Xyz, we have our number 17 Leviathan Dragon acquired out of our tin, a number 34 Terabyte in case we need to go into Utopia and steal one of our opponent's monsters, but most of the time, if we're going to be making a rank 3, it's going to be number 17. And then number 39 Utopia, and our newly acquired number 96 Dark Mist. We can make this off of Machine Duplication and Inashichi specifically. So we'll see if Demon can find a way to break through this Karakuri deck, and if he is not, then I am hope that you are ready to high-five the sky once more, because it is time to duel.
Well, let's see if I could bring some order into this chaotic match, because my losing streak is going nuts.
It is. We're up to 5. We're up to 5 now for effective, and I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little bit scared of the Inzektor core because that deck is crazy.
Yeah, Inzektors are, again, it's an archetype that's a bit difficult to pilot, but if you know what you're doing, it's a terrifying concept.
It is, and it only requires 1 super rare.
Yep.
And the rest of the archetype is low rarity.
Oh boy, that's not a good start for me.
That is a very good start for me. I will elect to go first because we are still first turn draw. Good luck, duelist.
Good luck.
Alright, draw for turn, standby phase, main phase. I'll start with Pot of Greed.
Alright, Pot of Greed's good.
I'll take a couple. Then I am going to... This is actually kind of an awkward hand. I am going to set a pair and pass the turn.
Ooh, alright, draw. Standby main. Well, let's get a little info. Let's see what you got.
Is it any surprise that I'm still on this?
Not at all. Geez, this is interesting.
Yeah, this is kind of a cracked hand, I'm not gonna lie.
It really is. So you have, see, no matter what I do, you're gonna have a tuner. Okay.
Depending on what's in your hand, there is an argument for taking any of these cards.
True.
Because all these cards are good.
I think my best choice would be to get rid of the Ninishi, just for the reason of getting that extra normal summon.
Ninishi back to deck. That is absolutely A-okay.
Alright. And then I'm going to do a humble T-set and pass just like you.
End step, I'm gonna space the back row.
Yeah. Alright, that was my threatening roar.
Still on this, huh? Alright, draw for turn, standby phase, main phase. We'll go Nishipachi effect, target your set.
You flipped over my Shinkuro.
You're on this nonsense now, too? Lovely. Absolutely lovely. So, this is going to be fun. Fun for the whole family. Dupe.
Oh, God. Yeah, that's good.
I'll go grab a couple more. I'm not going to bother. I'm not going to bother using the effects because it's just going to be me being a DJ with one of my monsters.
Right.
I'm going to flip Nisamu
Yeesh.
Synchro for beret effect.
Okay.
Grab a Nanashik from deck.
Alright.
Synchro. Oh, that's not the correct deck to search. But I am going to be going back in there because I'm just going to make Burrito. Burrito effect.
Yep.
Get a... I actually need to figure out what I want to go into with this. Yeah, I think I'm just going to get another... where's my other Nanashik? Here it is. Yeah, second Nanashik.
Alright.
Synchro. Scrap.
Yep.
Set a back row. Effective scrap. Target my set.
Yeah, no.
This is why machine duplication is stupid! God, that head was gross. And we've had some fast games before.
Fuck Karakuri, man.
There's gonna be something to get that gets banned out of this deck very soon, I can already tell.
Alright. Draw. Standby main. Oh, God. What do I even want to do here?
I swear, Karakuri is gonna wind up being the Black Wings of Progression Series.
It is. Okay. Let me think here. Do I even have an answer to this? No, I don't. I'm just gonna set a monster and pass.
Draw for turn, standby phase, main phase. Let's go Queek.
Okay.
Battle.
Alright.
Try to hit.
My Witch of the Black Forest. Let's see. God, as much as I really don't...
You're gonna get Max C.
I'm honestly tempted. I'm not gonna lie. But problem is that I'm relying on top decking something to try to get me out of what I'm assuming is going to be hell. You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna get myself a copy of Queek.
That is A-okay. Main 2, I'm gonna set one.
Alright. Alright. Draw. Standby main. Oh, that's something. Let's see. What could be your face down card is the big question. First, I'm going to summon out my Karakuri Nanishi.
That is a Nanishi, that's fine.
I am going to... So I'm going to use its effect to summon out my Queek.
Okay. Well, you can make a 7.
Let's see where the bullshit lies on this side. Any response to this?
No, that's fine. I just did this to you last game. You're gonna do this right back to me now.
I swear, if you would have had Solemn, I would have been pissed.
No, it's not solemn.
Alright.
Alright.
So...
Alright, yeah, I did this to you in the first game. You're gonna do this right back to me. I know this line very well. I've been playing Karakuri for a while.
So
yeah,
I'll bring out my own
Beret. Yeah, Beret's fine.
Which will bring out my Nanashik.
Yep. Yeah, I know this combo line very well.
And I will bring out my own Burrito.
Yup. Yeah, you're not playing Karakuri if you don't have, like, multiples of Beret and Burrito.
I will bring out... Okay, good. I did not side him out. My other Nanashik.
And then you make an 8.
I am going to be smart and safe and bring out my Stardust.
Sure, that's fine.
Let's see. 28, 26, that's 54, 74. That puts me 100. Yeah, okay. I'm going to activate System Down.
That's gross.
Get that shit out of here.
That's gone, sure.
Alright, and I know Gores is not a threat, but Stardust in first.
I'm going to E-Telly.
Okay.
Where did you go? There you are. Would you like to redeclare?
Yes, I am.
I'm assuming you're attacking with all 3, so I'm just gonna negate them all.
Okay. Main phase 2. I'm gonna use the effect of Beret, switch Krebons to defense.
You get to...
Alright. And then I'm going to pass the turn.
Really interesting that you did that. I'm gonna draw for turn. You kidding me? Stand by main. How do I go about this is the question. That was such a terrible top deck. Oh yes, Krybons is banished.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. I completely forgot that Etelli banishes at the end of the turn.
Thinking. I have to find a line that actually answers this board. I'm not super happy with the line that I have to take here. I think this is my best bet. Nishipachi. Nishipachi effect, target Stardust.
So, that to defense?
Dupe.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's only one because I drew the other one for turn.
Ouch.
Target... Yeah, Nishipachi effect. I really hate to give you a card, but I'm actually going to put your Burrito to defense position.
Alright, and effect goes off.
I'm going to pre-mat.
Remat? Wait, you can't.
Oh shoot, I don't have it in my graveyard. That got banished. My bad.
I was about to say, what?
I completely forgot that the Kuwait got banished. Yeah, I'm very dead.
Alright, first game 3 in a while.
Of all the things I was expecting to play tonight, it wasn't a mirror match. Because the parts...
I figured if you can't beat them, join them.
The parts for this deck are not easy to get either. Stand by main.
Oh no.
Let's go for a Kuik. Cash.
Okay.
And then we'll grab ourselves a Ninishi to hand. Then I'm going to set a pair. Go.
Alright. Draw. Stand by main. Let's see. Great minds think alike, I guess. I'll run out of Queek.
Sure, Queek is fine.
I'll activate Cash.
Okay. Cash resolves.
Alright. So I get to add... I will add a Nanishi of my own. And Queek will switch to defense.
Sure.
Then I will set 3 cards face down.
Gross.
And end my turn.
Draw for turn. Stand by main. Well, this is going to get complicated real quick. Do I really just go all in here? No, not yet. I'm going to switch Queek to attack.
Okay.
Battle.
Let me think. I'm going to Threatening Roar.
That's fine. Main 2, I'm going to set a monster.
Okay.
And I'm going to pass the turn.
Okay. Draw. Standby, main. This may seem like an interesting choice. I'm going to switch Queek to attack mode and activate Karakuri Trick House.
Oh, that's a card. What are you targeting with Trick House?
I'm going to target this card.
Yikes, that was my torrential.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I was trying to disguise that I had... the whole reason I set the monster face down is because I was trying to disguise the torrential.
Let's see.
Because if I didn't normal, it would make it really obvious that I had TT.
Right. Okay. That helps with one issue. The question now becomes a matter of how do I handle this field? The fact that you have 3 cards in hand makes this a little tougher for me. Alright, I'm going to summon out my Nanishi. Any response?
Nanishi's fine.
Alright. Let's blow up the board.
Black Rose, huh?
So in fairness, this was supposed to be an attack, but I misclicked it.
I'm actually going to, in response to Black Rose, I'm going to compulse my Queek.
Okay. So Queek goes back, and your other card goes boom boom.
Yeah, that was the Ninishi.
Okay, good to know. And with my extra normal summon, I will summon out my Nishipachi.
Yep, which will get changed to defense immediately.
Yep. And pass the turn, because I'd rather not leave myself completely empty clearing out your board.
Draw for turn. Stand by main. Well, this is kind of frustrating. It's really frustrating that I have to do this post-combat, but whatever. Queek. Let's go to battle.
Okay.
Kuik over Nishipachi.
Alright, that's gone.
I have to special summon my Ninishi first, of course.
In response to Queek's effect.
Oh, do you have Maxi? Sure.
Yes, I do.
Sure, you can draw off Maxi, that's fine.
You want to go whole hog now?
Not really. Not really. Go ahead.
Alright. Draw. Stand by main.
Good old Maxi.
Ooh, that's actually not a bad draw.
Maxi stays at 3 for a while, too.
It does.
So you're going to get a lot of mileage out of that.
Okay, how do I want to go about this specifically? Ooh, I can actually do that. Alright. I'm going to start by summoning up my Queek.
Sure. You can have a Queek.
Battle. I will slam into your Queek, which will go to defense.
Yep.
I will get to bring out my Ninishi.
Yep.
Main phase 2.
Make Bure, probably.
I will make Bure.
Although it's not as bad because you don't have a million tuners.
True. Let's see. Question is, which one do I want to... I think I'll just bring out another Queek.
Sure.
And then I'm going to system down.
Sure. The monster in my graveyard gets banished also.
Right.
That's actually very relevant. Draw for turn. Standby main.
I hate specific side decking like that, but
you have
it's come in handy.
You have to. Nishipachi put Bure to defense. Dupe.
Okay.
Happened again, by the way.
Oh, really? That sucks.
I guess I'll put the Queek to defense too. Why not? Overlay.
All right.
Remember that 10?
Uh-huh.
I'll detach to put it to 25.
Okay.
Go to battle. Walk over the Bure.
If only Bure had the effect of switching its mode.
Main 2, I'm going to set an additional back row.
Okay.
No, pass.
Draw. Standby main. I'm going to just set a card and pass.
Draw for turn. Standby phase, main phase. Queek.
Okay.
Go to battle.
Alright.
Hit.
So this is going to go into attack mode.
Oh yeah, you're right.
And I will limit a removal.
That's pretty good. I'll take 17.
Which means I also get to bring a monster back again.
You do.
So I will bring back my Nishipachi.
Oh,
and
this is
set
neat.
Him.
That's neat.
Personally, I was hoping you would have rammed Leviathan into him just for the sake of damage. But, because at least then I would have either forced you to detach one, and you would have taken damage, but, oh well.
Main 2, since I have not manually changed Leviathan Dragon's battle position yet, I'm just going to put it back to attack position.
Okay.
Then I'm going to pass the turn. Yeah, you have a Nishipachi.
Now I need to figure out what the hell I'm going to do here.
Very low resource game.
Let's see.
As quick as those first 2 games are, this third game's actually been good.
It has been. Let me see. I only have one realistic option, and I'm not exactly thrilled by it. I'm going to run out my Sison.
Oh, you have a Sison. That's sick. I'm jealous. Is this Black?
And
is this Black Rose?
It's not Black Rose. I'm walling up.
Oh, AFD. Yeah, AFD is pretty good. Draw for turn. Standby phase, main phase. Unfortunately for you, I can out the AFD. I have the Nishipachi, so I'm going to put AFD.
What? Oh!
I'm going to put AFD to attack.
Oh, I can't actually do that. Hold up.
Oh, you can't?
Sison's a tuner, too.
Oh, they're both tuners.
Our little peanut gallery has come in handy for us here.
A little bit, yeah.
And saved us a bit of editing down the road.
It did. I do have a
Okay.
I do have a Queek, though.
Yeah.
Battle Leviathan over Sison.
Which will switch to defense.
And then Queek over Nishipachi.
Which goes to attack. And even with the 800 attack boost, I still take 4.
Correct. Queek effect. Probably just grab Nishipachi. Nishipachi effect, put it to attack. 5. Oh wait,
Alright.
I can't do that. That has to be oh no, it does work because it's summoned in defense, so then it switches to attack.
Yeah.
Main 2, I'm going to synchro for beret effect.
Oy.
I'm just gonna go for as much damage as I can here next turn. So I am gonna just threaten lethal here. Then I'm going to set an additional back row and pass.
Alright. Draw. And unfortunately, that's not enough. Because I hit MST.
That third game was good, but
Yeah,
this
that actually worked a little better than I thought.
Both my cards were bluffs. Karakuri doesn't actually play that much back row. I brought in a ton of stuff for you, by the way. So a really cool side deck card that I had against spammy stuff. Oh yeah, I figured as much. So I actually had some pretty cool tech against the really spammy stuff, like when you tried to go into machine duplication and bring out your first synchro monster. I actually had 2 copies of Needle Sealing in my side deck.
Oh, interesting. That's actually a good side deck card.
I've had Needle Sealing in my side deck for a while against stuff like Blackwing that gets really spammy, but this was a good thing to bring in. It would have wound up being good against Karakuri, but I never saw it. This deck is... I don't think this deck is going to be as good without machine duplication. It's certainly nowhere near as explosive, just because putting 3 tuners on the board can just OTK out of nowhere, as we saw in the first game.
Oh yeah, especially when you consider 2 of the boss monsters just give you the non-tuner to get it out anyway.
Now, could you just imagine playing this in Constructed when you have 3 Burrito and 3 Beret in your deck, and you can trigger Burrito multiple times? Like
Yep.
You can trigger multiple Burritos off of changing the battle position of anything to draw multiple cards and then synchro. It's absolutely insane what the deck can do.
Right. So, fun detail. I actually have a card. I actually sided in a Cyber Dragon. I had 2 in my side deck.
Oh, do you have Super Poly?
Yeah, unfortunately, it turns out I don't actually have an Overload Fusion.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. That's...
So, in order to go the Chimera Tech route, I have to rely on Super Poly to essentially make it work.
That's really good tech for the mirror specifically because I can't negate Super Poly. But either way,
I'll be honest, this pack in general was garbage. Like, I hit like 2 Twin Photon Lizard. That was probably about it in terms of highlights, which I'm never going to use those.
I think the best card I did not get an Insector Core, but the best card I got an Insector Exabeetle. This deck doesn't have a way to make it, which is why it wasn't in here, but I did get an Exabeetle. That's probably the coolest card I pulled.
See, let's see. I didn't get an Insector Core. I got no Dragonfly, no Hornet. I got, let's see, I think I had 2 Centipede, and that's pretty much it. Like, I did not get jack for the core.
So I think in games 2 and 3, I drew a second copy of the card that I wanted to machine duplication.
That's honestly hilarious, just because of the fact that it's like machine dupe does so well, but if you draw one of the 2 cards left, it basically just makes you go neutral, which, I mean, it's still not bad.
No, that's fine, because you can usually extend enough with this deck to be able to... I mean, you saw what we did to each other in the first 2 games. I get the feeling that something is going to get hit out of this deck very soon.
Oh, definitely. Because, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm enjoying trying it out myself. But at the same time, yeah, it's definitely not working out as well. Which is honestly funny. You would think that, given the fact that we both have the same number of Beret, the same number of Burrito, the same number of Leviathan Dragon, like basically the same boss monsters, you would think I would have somewhat of an advantage just because of my 2 Max C, but that really hasn't been the case at all. I mean, also, I did learn one very annoying detail about Max C as well. It doesn't actually work as well on machine dupe as you would think.
Correct. If you activate Max C in response to machine duplication, and they summon 2 monsters, you only get 1 card because it's per summon.
Which is kind of disappointing. I mean, granted, it's still a good card.
It's still Max C!
It still goes neutral, but...
Fuck Max C.
So what happens if I end up pulling another wild card and pick a 3rd one?
then you get very sad when it gets limited.
Good point. I mean, it gets limited in like 4 years, so then again, knowing you, it'll probably get banned by the time we hit Dragon Rulers just to avoid that headache.
Call me crazy, but I actually think there are a lot more cards on my radar to ban that are more important than Max C.
So yeah, I can kind of see it.
Because I think I just need to be patient and let Max C be a one-of, because my bans are a lot more precious than yours. Considering that if something doesn't get hit out of Karakuri or some other deck soon, I might not get any bans this half arc.
Yeah, that's true, because we only have, what, 3 or 4 episodes left, I want to say, before we hit the next ban wave, and so far you're 3-0 on me, so, for this set.
Yeah, this deck's been a monster.
So, we'll definitely have to see, but, so that's 2 spins on the catch-up wheel now?
Correct,
because that's 6 losses?
This is a 6 streak effective.
Alright, well, let's see what happens. I'm actually surprised I haven't hit a ban on the catch-up wheel lately. It's been a while.
So as we know, Machine Duplication is a fair and balanced Yu-Gi-Oh card. So after that match, on one of DemonBattler's catch-up wheel spins, he spun a ban ticket and has chosen to ban Machine Duplication, which the Karakuri deck will still be good, but it's not going to be by far the best deck in our possession. So for the next episode, I am most likely going to be brewing something else, but if I can't come up with something else, I think Karakuri is still fine. It just can't dump 3 tuners on the table like this anymore. So the deck will be mostly fair now. But for now, let's go ahead and head over to the prize wheel and take our 2 spins. I'm still looking to get Max C before it rotates out, but there are a number of cards that I would like. It was really tempting to go for the Steel Swarm Hidden Arsenal to try to get a Gusto Core, but I think this is the route that we should go to try to get the cards we're looking for. And we will wind up getting a rare craft here, so I'm going to need to go through some of the recent sets and figure out what my rare craft is going to be. So there's only one correct choice for a rare craft at this time. Starstrike Blast is going to be rotating out very soon, and this card is going to be extremely relevant when we get to Link format, so I'm going to elect to grab a second copy of Droll and Lockbird. And then we'll see what we wind up with for our second craft for the episode. Hopefully we can get something from the higher end. The YCS prize card is actually pretty bad, so I don't want that. Please slow down. Slow down. And it looks like we will have a shot at the YCS prize card, so we're going to be looking at the 2012 YCS prize card, which we will go for mentioning at the start of the next episode, but we will re-spin here for the actual prize card. So we will be attending a YCS. I don't think the promo card is very great. Unfortunately, we are going to wind up getting just a common craft, and we have most of the good commons at this point, so I'm going to figure out what I will take. So there aren't a lot of really good choices at common, unfortunately, but I did miss a 3rd copy of Pluro in Order of Chaos, so I'm going to grab my 3rd copy of Eviltile Pluro to hopefully be able to play some dinosaurs with soon. And that'll be a wrap for today's episode of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Progression Series. Join us next time when we get to open Galactic Overlord and maybe see some Hieratics. Until then, see you around.